Post-purchase emails on average have a 49% open rate. That is almost double than what a standard promotional email gets. And if you're not using them to increase your sales, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Harish, and in this video, I will show you how to build a complete post-purchase email sequence from scratch. The setup, the emails, the journey, and how to measure the success of this campaign so that you can turn first-time buyers into repeat customers on autopilot. Let's get started. A first-time buyer has a 27% chance of coming back for a second purchase. After that second purchase, that number jumps from 27% to 57%. The post-purchase sequence bridges 1 and 2. And the reason most brands do not have a good one is not because it's complicated, it's because they treat it as an afterthought. Order confirmation goes out automatically, shipping update fires from the fulfillment tool. That is the entire relationship for the first 2 weeks. The brands with strong repeat purchase rates, such as Glossier, Parker, brands you probably benchmark against, all have one thing in common. They use that post-purchase window to educate, build trust, and earn the second sale. Not with discounts, but with the right emails at the right time. Here is the full sequence we are building today. It will contain 7 emails, and we are going to set it up in 4 simple steps using Intempt's Blue agent. The first thing to do is connecting your store. If you're on Shopify, you can use the native integration. We'll then pull all your product data and organize them as catalogs. If you are not on Shopify, you can use the API integration to connect your store, and also make sure to embed the JavaScript snippet onto your site. Once that is done, head over to integrations and set up your email destination. This is the channel Intempt will use to send the emails, so you need this configuration before anything else. The last thing in setup is the brand kit. This is the part most people skip and then wonder why their emails look generic. So add your logo, brand colors, tone of voice, images, and settings. The Blue agent will use these assets while building your emails. Everything it creates will already match your brand without you having to style anything manually. Step 2, the emails. Now create the emails. And instead of designing each one from scratch, you can just ask Blue to do it. Start with the order confirmation. Open Blue and type something like create a post-purchase order confirmation email, follow the brand kit, add bestsellers on sale as product recommendations, include relevant images and banners. Blue will build the email using everything in your brand kit, the tone, the logo, the links, and the visual style. You just have to review it, make edits, and move on to the next one. Do this for each email in the sequence: shipping update, delivery confirmation, product education, review request, and etc. You can give Blue the purpose of each email and it will handle all the bills. A quick side note, the education email is the one most brands skip, and it is often the highest impact one. Write a prompt like create a product education email for customers who just received their order. Help them get results faster without promotions and just useful tips how to content. Once all your emails are ready, you just have to wire them together into a journey. Open Blue and describe what you want. For example, you can enter a prompt like build me a post-purchase email sequence triggered by new order event. And you can tell Blue to send different types of the 7 emails to different people at different time frames. Blue will build a full journey with entry conditions, timing, behavioral branches, and exit logic. Make sure to review the structure and if the emails are connected to the right triggers, and hit publish. After 30 days, come back to Blue and ask it to create a retention report for that campaign. Say something like create a performance report for my post-purchase journey. Then Blue will create that retention report where you will be able to see exactly where customers are disengaging, which emails are converting, and what to test next. The metric that matters most is the percentage of first-time buyers who came back within 90 days. The post-purchase window is the most underused asset in e-commerce. Once it will run on its own and compound over time as more customers move through it. If you want the full written breakdown of each email in the sequence with timing and benchmarks, you can find it in the description. And if you want to see where your current post-purchase sequence is losing customers, run a free growth audit with Intempt. Link is also in the description. As always, I'll see you in the next one.